When you think of self-defense, you probably think of the good old-fashioned wooden Louisville Slugger under the bed, or the Glock in the pillowcase that the person sleeps with more than their wife. But when I think of self-defense from now on, I'm going to think of this man from Dust_TMC Threat Management on TikTok. This man takes a whole new approach to self-defense that no one has ever even thought of since the beginning of time. Adam and Eve could have never even envisioned something like this ever occurring in the human evolution. This man's making Albert Einstein's achievements look like a little kid building a sandcastle. He's over here thinking up mathematical formulas in his head of, if I move 0.1 milliseconds to the right, and they move their gun in 0.1 milliseconds to the left, I'll theoretically dodge the bullet because the time period between that, I just couldn't possibly be grazed by the bullet. 1 second to us normal human beings is like 1 year to this man. It's agonizingly slow. He has so much time in between the pulling of a trigger and the bullet leaving the pistol that he can run to McDonald's, grab a milkshake, and then come back to dodge the bullet before anyone even knows what's going on.
Don't you move. All right. The way this works, number one, the first thing he said was don't move. When I did move, his brain told him to pull the trigger. It took me 1,000 of a second to initiate action, which was to pull my head out of the way while slapping and trapping his wrist down into a lock. This hand goes out to the eyes, driving it back. This hand redirects the weapon. And if I don't want to shoot, I don't have to.
That's just the tip of the iceberg for what this guy can truly do. He hasn't even begun to start teaching the class yet. This is just what he's wrote on the board as a bell ringer. I just had to give you a taste of how bad this guy truly was. The guy held the gun up to him and said, "Don't move." What does he do? He moves.
To disarm a shotgun or rifle is simple. It's based on biomechanics. So, when he sees me move, he pulls the trigger, I grab the weapon, control the barrel, fingers in his eyes, peel him down, secure the weapon, controlling the weapon, maintaining muzzle control, turning the weapon. I'm in control of the weapon, and I have just increased my likelihood of survivability by understanding biomechanics.
So you've seen right there, he's starting to give you some training wheels, adding biomechanics into the mix. You got to fully understand biomechanics, the human body, the anatomy, everything about human physiology, and then you can start to learn how to disarm someone with a rifle. If you don't know any of that, then you're just tough out of luck. You're going to die. You're going to get shot right there. But as you can see, the guy that's holding the gun at him, this is a real situation, he would have moved his head and the guy would have not moved the gun. He would have just shot straight where it was at instead of following the target because, you know, that's how guns work. That's how you aim. And then he goes on to take the gun because he understands biomechanics, and now he's the master of that gun. He owns that gun. That gun bends to his will now.
A gun disarm works off biomechanics. When the brain sees me move, he pulls the trigger. That's 0.02 of a second. When his brain tells him to pull the trigger, that's 0.02 of a second. It only takes me 1,000 of a second for me to move what's in front of the gun. Therefore, the bullet's always going to pass by. Taking the hand here and the hand here allows you to maintain control of the weapon biomechanically, making sure that you don't muzzle flash other people, and therefore allowing you to dominate the threat without endangering other people in the area.
Somehow this guy has fully figured out the formula of how long it takes a bullet to reach your cranium before it absolutely demolishes your skull and brain, and it leaves your brain splattered on the wall behind you. Because he knows whenever they pull the trigger, that's 0.2 thousandths of a second or whatever he said, until the bullet gets to you, and you're already gone by then. So there's no chance it can hit you. And something about muzzle flash, you don't want to muzzle flash other people, but the guy behind you, he's dead. He didn't move fast enough. If that guy behind you would have been watching the same videos you were watching, he could have dodged the bullet too. He didn't move fast enough. So now that this guy has proved that he lives on a different plane of existence than us and broken it down atomically, piece by piece, atom by atom, electron by proton, now we can move on to these other videos he makes about, you know, like children getting kidnapped and something about a lady getting choked to death, how to avoid those situations.
Back up.
I can't help but laugh because this is just genuinely a no, stop it, that's illegal situation. It's like if you look at someone that's trying to abduct your child and you say, no, stop it, bad boy, don't take my child. Oh, sorry ma'am, I forgot, I'm not allowed to take someone else's child. You have a nice day now. It's as simple as that. How do children get abducted if it's as simple as just pushing their hand away, giving them a little bad boy tap, and then they can't abduct your child anymore? What are they going to do now? I think a much more effective maneuver, I don't know if this has been patented or not, I don't know, I may be the first one to ever envision this up, go ahead and steal it if you want. A much more effective way to handle a, person trying to steal your kid, trying to abduct your child, kick him in the balls, pepper spray him, whatever you got in your purse, stab him with some keys, throw a little pocket, throw your little vibrator at him, throw it around their eyeball, and then run away.
Let her go.
I feel bad for this guy that's having to play the abductor. He's quite literally one of the worst child abductors I've ever seen. He cannot successfully steal a child from a mother, given any circumstance. The kid could be a mile away from the mom, and he would still somehow find a way to get put into a training video and absolutely obliterated. His plans get foiled every time. It's like he's Plankton trying to steal the Krabby Patty formula. He's never going to succeed. Why does he keep trying? The children will never be yours, man. Also, if you look very closely at the beginning of the video, the little girl grabbed the blade. So if this was a real situation, a real scenario, she would have been fully grasping that blade like an action movie when the guy, like grabs the blade and it starts slicing his hand, and it's such a bad moment in the movie. They're so cool because they did that. This little girl grabbed the blade with no hesitation. She does not fear death in any capacity. I just think it's funny how every, abduction situation, whether they're trying to grab the little girl's hand and run away with her or trying to abduct her at knife point, the mom can just come over and quite literally move their hand to the side, and then all of a sudden they can't abduct the kid anymore.
Okay, this is a scenario where a brother sees his sister being attacked and he wants to assist.
This man is now 3-0 against the little girl. The same little girl he's tried to abduct so hard. He's wholeheartedly been trying to abduct this little girl 3 times now. I'm sure there's many more times he's tried and failed. He's truly turning into Plankton now. He'll never do it. I don't believe he can do it. But in this case, the girl is getting choked on the ground. But don't worry, Big Brother's here to save her. But wait, what if there is no Big Brother? What if there's no one around? Who's going to poke his eyeballs out and throw him on the ground? The little girl would surely be strangled then. Just a hunch, I think a more effective way if you come up behind someone choking your little sibling on the ground, instead of, maybe put your fingers in their eyes or something and like throw them off, but after that you probably shouldn't just run away. You should probably stomp their face into the ground a couple times before you call the cops while you keep stomping their face into the ground. I don't know, maybe they deserve it. Now we're going to move to another segment of the channel, what I like to think of as his kink of the channel. He's really into the choking kink, so he wants to make videos about how to escape chokeholds. So that's what we're going to segue into. We're going to slide right into how to escape many varieties of choking situations. But unfortunately, not if you're choking on Legos. If you're choking on a Lego, you're just tough out of luck. Up the creek without a paddle. On the toilet without any toilet paper. A bad situation.
If your neck is grabbed from the rear, clasp your hands, turn, and the wrists are hyperextended, and there's a lock on the wrist, which causes the pain to cause the man to let your neck go. Very painful.
So there you go. If someone grabs your neck from the back like that, all you got to do is smack your hands together like you're doing a little Egyptian dance, and then they can't hold you anymore. You're going to clap your hands together, turn into an Egyptian goddess, and they're just going to be so dumbfounded with your beauty that they have to let go. This will work out especially well if you're an Egyptian belly dancer or some kind of like Hawaii hulu dancer, those people with skirts on. If you're one of those people, this works out magnificently in your favor. I also have never seen the situation where someone comes up and grabs your neck from behind like that. Normally it's like a elbow kind of chokehold, not a rah.
If someone grabs your throat with 2 hands, from here, you're going to push off the throat. You don't want to hurt them. If you want to hurt this person, they're really strong, you're not going to be able to grab their arms. You're not going to be able to knock them off. You're not going to be able to knock them down like this. You will not be able to grab a bigger person, stronger person's hands and pull his fingers out. It's not going to work. But what can work is you take your hand just like this, go right into the eyes, pushing outward. Then you transition out, smashing their skull into the wall or the ground. From here, you can stomp into their knee or striking the throat.
I think this guy's got to be choreographing some superhero fights at this point. There is no practical use for any of these things. It's getting to the point where it's so absurd that I believe came straight out of like the Daredevil TV show or some kind of Avengers movie. There's no way this is something he's just coming up with. He's stealing this from some kind of action scene.
Right now, we're going to explain what to do if someone grabs your throat. A simple way to get free from their hold. Man grabs a woman by the throat, steps in. We're going to show you how this is done, how this works. All this is when he grabs her throat, he grabs hard. To get free, she's going to drop her shoulder. She's going to come under. Her fingers are going to go to the tracheal notch, and she's going to push down. It doesn't matter how strong the man is. The tracheal notch will take him back and take him down if you follow through.
So here's the same situation we've seen previously where they grab your throat from behind like a cartoon character trying to strangle the other cartoon character. But this time it's from the front. So if they grab you from the front this time, instead of doing the Egyptian dance, you just poke them right in the throat like a snake. Like the Jake the Snake guy from WWE, the one that like did the little cobra thing, you just strike them right in the throat. Because I'm sure under immense amounts of pressure, with someone is quite literally strangling you to death, I'm sure you'll remember to poke them in that direct little tiny area on their throat right here. I'm sure you'll remember.
And here to the groin as well as to the eyes. The groin can disrupt and disorient the attacker, and the eyes are the most important. Gripping in the eyes, and if you can't get to the eyes, grip on the esophagus itself, grip behind it and pull.
Dude's out here teaching Mortal Kombat finishers. Go ahead and rip their esophagus out of their throat and hold it up like a trophy. There is a multitude more of videos on this guy's TikTok page if you want to go watch them, learn some self-defense that quite literally is not very practical in any situation known to human existence, but, it's there for your disposal. That's all the ones I'm going to be looking at today, though, so, I guess I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.